And it is time again for a little bit of productivity. So what we're trying to do here is make a video game, which is of course not ever going to finish. And we have a little figurine we want to put in. This is some sort of cyborg robot, and they also have a face there. But how do we unhide? Oh, wait, just like that. And they have a proper body and everything, and they have two arms, so two sets of arms. But anyways, that's not the game. The game is an open world stealth action RPG. That's what we're trying to do, and we're also trying to make this very interesting in the character creation department. And this is what we're going to focus on. And now we think we have some base attributes here: strength, dexterity, vitality, reason, imagination, and awareness, and charisma, and looks. 3, 6, 7, 8 of them. That is very good. And we have defined what they are doing. Why is there no music? Oh, because it's low volume. We have defined what they are doing. And why is there no chat? Because nobody's interested in watching us. That's alright. We have defined what they're doing, but we don't know where. And maybe that's the reason why nobody's watching us, because we're so unorganized and not very effective. Good. We do have, though, a game's research text. Oh, great. This is just a for the season 13 Diablo as a character build. Genius. Only notes. There is some sort of guide. We thought we had put somewhere. Ooh. Layout updated. What do we do now? We messed up. The heck is this guide? Maybe some Oni notes? No, this is just stocks not included. It's been it's been forever. So where could this be? Info texts? Man, we did have this. Do we have it on a desktop somewhere? No. No. It had something to do with the animation speeds. And the idea was to put it in the info text. Like, we have description not found here, description not found here, and there's no description for the base attributes at all. That's also not great. At least we have some descriptions here on the races. So where do we start this? Kinda also is interesting, there is a little bit of a thing there. Why is the human having a blue square inside of here? Can we check it out in the scene, maybe what this is? It's a shadow? Is this something? Base attribute box. Dex? Is it the Dex box? Well, it is a it is laying out vertically. Give it more size. It's just the dirt bridge there. Has nothing to do with this. Interesting. We don't know where this is coming from. Text element. Color. This is also nothing. I think it might be this, or might be that. There's an image. Yeah, it's part of this image for some reason. What if we get rid of the big box here surrounding it? And it's still there. Oh, these are actually without a background. Good, we're already getting tired. Work is not for us. Good. Should we dive into some code? Oh no, we did put it in. I think we did put it in. Strength. Speed of melee. No, we did not put it in. We only put it in for strength. And it was the old idea of what it could be. This is a dictionary. And we're looking up a term, the term we're hovering over. And then we're returning the tooltip. Speed of melee. This makes sense. Good, and then we also have 2 entries, because it is a string array. Of course, that is getting returned. Not here in the that we're gonna look up in the dictionary. In the code, we're going to return, of course, what the dictionary has there. Is the tooltip in the UI control? Just asking for a friend. Wait, sheet. No. Select any entry. Set position, display info. This looks like the tooltip. Now, if you never work with any comments, then you're going to look through the things and trying to find what you're looking for forever, every time. But if you work on the same stuff every day, you quickly realize where is what and what you should do. So that's what we're counting on to make a little bit of progress. Let's have a drink. Oh no, we didn't get our drink. Oh, badly prepared. Hold on. To wake up. Good. And people pretend coffee wakes you up, but it does not. Getting used to it, and then it wakes you up because of the habit, not because of the actual drug. String entry nothing. What? Is this our description not found? Where is there nothing then? We appreciate how quickly we can press play, and it actually plays immediately. If the display info text entry nothing. Ah, there we go. This is just great coding. So nothing should never show up. If it shows up, let's make this a comment inside of a variable, which is crazy pants. Error displaying tooltip. Beautiful. Good. String info text. This is just pause. Infotext component. Good. Infotext. And the tooltip is inside of the infotext component. Entry transform component text. That is the entry. It is on the transform. What? Select any entry. Ah. Uh-huh. If transfer entry transfer check text. If show, there's a boolean. Helper box width. Oh dear. We had to do something here to make the box as wide as the text that is in there. Infotext component text infotext. Good. Look it up in the entry. Good. This is pretty good code. We did all right here. Increase infotext width. And we even have a little bit of a comment here to know what the heck is going on. Good. Else, if show, if we don't show, then we go back to 100 and display the question mark. Probably. Good. Entry error destroying. Transform get if transform get if it has a text, then we get the text. Otherwise, it's just error destroying. That's probably not good. We should leave it at nothing, probably. Infotext. There is no nothing here in the dictionary. Entry transform component text. And if we don't show, then we reduce the widths. And then we display a question mark. Otherwise, the entry, of course. No, this will never show. This can just be... And it must be defined, we think. Otherwise, we wouldn't have defined it. Oh, you're trying to use something that is not defined. This is what Unity says sometimes. Which is fair, of course. So this shouldn't throw an error. We didn't change anything, so... But... Oh, we cannot multitask here. What's the problem with our windows? Post-processing, reloading domain. Let's see if it goes back and forth in the play mode real quick. Just as fast as it did before. Yep. Good. So what we could do is already define the things. If we hover over the strength, there should be something, except there's nothing. Infotext strength, I think. The issue is it doesn't recognize this target or something. Select any entry as on the strength. There's a label base attribute box. I wonder if it does not take the arraycast. This is arraycast target. Don't we have the arraycast padding? What? Maskable. This is all a target. Base attribute box, base attribute strength. So if you hover over this, there's an image. Over the text element there is the text. Alright, we hover over this. And it should give us something, except this does not have a selectable object script. If anything, the box should have one. What if we give it one? Just asking for a friend here. Again, select any entry. This could be any entry. Drop down item is not a drop down item. Vertical move time, scale amount, button type, main menu. Characteristic is a characteristic, right? what have we done here? This has been crazy. Description not found. Why? It should be strength. It's not looking it up correctly. Let's see. Also, it's resizing, and we don't want it to resize. That should be easily rectified. Scale amount could be 1, and then we don't. Oh, it's still doing something. Vertical move amount could be 0. Oh, we love that we did this. The select any entry script. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool script we made there. Description not found. Good, why not? Because we have to look for the entry. Transform get component text. If that transform has a text, should we go down in the children until we find a text? Is that a reasonable approach? What is really good is that even though it doesn't find a text, it does not throw an error either. So we get the component and it returns null. So entry equals null here. But we do have a child count. But we're not iterating through the children. Are we getting the first one because for the drop down menu? Yeah, that makes sense. If it's not a drop down, we should just look if there is. This is complicated, and we might look at this in, I don't know, a year's time. So we have to give it a comment. And we're gonna put the drop down on top. Absolutely. Good. So we're gonna say drop downs. Give selected items information. And we're going to put this here if drop down. If drop down. And this is in the transform. This is here. Wait. Huh? Drop down. If drop down item. Drop down item. Good. And then you do your shenanigans there. Which means can move over. So if it's a drop-down item, you get the first one, and elsewise, you don't. Good. And make sure it's very readable here. Da, da, da. I know people are going crazy seeing this. Because they think this is not readable. While in reality it is more readable than the convention there. Good. Else, and also this goes further out. Good. Do we need a complete one? I don't think we need a complete one here. A regular one is fine. Good. If it's a drop down, I think we should do the same thing here. If a drop down item is more than one, we loop through it. Now this is going to get complicated. We need a complete brackets there. But drop down gives selected items information. Drop downs give selected items information. A regular character sheet entries might have their this is too long. Entries look for the thing is we should look for the first text. Look for the entry type. Look for the entry type. Drop-downs give selected items information. Regular character sheet entries look for the entry type. Look for the label. That means we could just search for label and then the text there. Go through the children and look until we find a label. And then we give it. Which isn't rough for name age because that's the same label. That's an exception. I'm sure we can make an exception there. If transfer, so this should actually work. Only if we don't have a drop down item, it's never gonna show anything ever again. Is it? Yeah, it's the same as before. Yeah, the same as before. It's not going to find anything because null reference. That's a glitch. Null reference. It has something to do with we disabled the single in there. It might cause problems down the road. Hopefully not. Description not found. Good. So we want the label. How do we get that? Let's click on this. It is already clicked on. Base attribute box strength. Could also just label it strength. And then look the name of the... This is way easier. This is way more. This is so really lazy. Base attribute box is horizontal layout. Strength. Dex. Etc. This is super lazy. I think is a good idea because select entries and then we don't have to code much. Writing a loop there. It would be good practice. Practicing coding would be great. But remember, this is just for fun. Which is the best, of course. Transform component text, entry text over text, no. For the drop downs, we're just gonna get the transform name. Entry equal transform name. Is this as easy as that? I have no idea. It should be. We don't know also this is in the wrong space. Could I have it in the wrong space now? Oh, was that? What the heck is this? Render pipelines, UI, blah blah blah. Every time now. Description not found. Transform name. So you should be the strength. You don't even know. It says null here. What is this, by the way? On the 22. Transform get UI, control canvas, get components, and sprite renderer. This is something we tried out. Don't need to try out. This is the thing that is causing... the singleton might not even be causing that. It's a render pipeline error. You will have to look it up. It still says no. What? Did we not save again? Did not save again. So we don't have the null now. What the heck? Object reference not set to debug manages a persistent and library picture to render pipelines debugging. Oh, this is really bad. Let's see if the singleton is causing the error. Yeah, this is awful. Just awful. Because that is something that shuts the whole project down. For us. Remember when we tried to make a level in the StarCraft 2? In the StarCraft editor would glitch out all the time, and then we said, no more of this. Good, this is that. It could be the singleton. Messing with the render pipeline. So why is a description not found? Is a single debug. And we then know what is the problem. Select any entry, entry look for else. Transform name. Actually, we're going to debug this. Debug log. Transform name. We just want to know what the heck. Wait. This is maybe good enough. Debug log entry. I don't know. Let's see. There was an error. It shouldn't. Because it is a string. Name is a string. Strength. What do you mean not found? If show info component. Info text. Oh, it's look at this. It's a capitalization thing. Oh, that's fair. Scene game. Yeah, that's fair. Let's capitalize it. It's more pleasant to look at. Give me that thing. Fit. Strength, dex, and vitality. Let's do those three. Strength. If you know strength, you're incapacitated. Is it going to give us the 0? It shouldn't. It gives us a 0 entry. So we're going to bring it as well, the number there. Oh, this is rough. Also, it's bouncing the 2 there, which is not what we want. Where is it? Where is the bounce? Oh man, what are you doing? Good question. So it goes to string. This is the number thing. New string. I think we're just gonna find out how much it is. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. This is a complete entry. So we're gonna do the same for dexterity and the same for vitality. Good. Is this dexterity? Is this not agility? It says dex there. Strength, agility, vitality. Strength, dexterity, vitality. Which one sounds better? A strength, dexterity, that's a callback to the old Dungeons and Dragons. And then it goes off the boat with vitality and reason, imagination and awareness. And then we go back to charisma and looks. Is there any... So we have 3 physical attributes, we have 3 mental attributes, and we have 2 different attributes. One is charisma. This is more meta attributes or metaphysical attributes. Charisma is kind of both, and looks is just physical as well. Does this even matter? I think it just is what it is. And this is very reminiscent of the special attributes from Fallout. This is practically special without the luck, correct? Special is SPE and then 4 more. 3 plus 4. No, special has less than we do. Certainly has no imagination. And then awareness. That's perception from the special. Strength. Perception. Endurance. What was the C in special? Fallout players would immediately know, but we have no Fallout players in chat. Because we have nobody in chat. C could be... we knew what this is. Charisma, of course. Then intelligence, charisma, intelligence. And the A was agility. And the L was luck. Special. Oh, they don't have looks. They don't have looks. And they don't have imagination. But if they don't have 2, then we're missing something. Special. We shouldn't obsess over the Fallout. Yeah, they have everything we have, but they don't have imagination. That is, and they replace looks with luck. That's it. That's the difference. All right, good. We figured that one out. Now we have to actually figure out the code, right? Good, but first game design. We could use different words. You have no this is something with agility. You can. This should be you cannot move, right? Yeah. But strength. You are too weak. To get up. I don't know. Because they are probably going to fall down in dexterity. This is like when you're frozen or something. You cannot move. Good. Character is frozen. Can we put in commentary here? Character ragdolls. Good. And here? Character is frozen? I don't know. Paralyzed. Paralyzed. And you cannot move, you're incapacitated. Speed of melee. This compares to opponent's strength for final outcome. Speed of melee attacks. It should be... dexterity should be a speed of melee attacks. This is more of a... I don't know. Efficiency. Efficiency. Then there's this other word, efficacy. There's also a word, but efficiency is, I think, the nicer word. Efficiency of melee attacks. I don't know. This should be... Nah, this is not good. This is not good. This should be grabs. Efficiency of grab attacks. This compares to opponent's strength for final outcome. Yeah, that makes sense. Speed of melee attacks. This compares to opponent's... This compares to opponent's strength for... No. Speed of melee attacks. Speed of melee. Melee moves? Speed of moves. Speed of moves. Speed of combat moves. Hand-to-hand combat moves. Hand-to-hand combat moves. Combat moves, yeah, and should it not also... No, aim is something different. This is just speed of hand-to-hand combat moves. That's all it is. That's very good. That's also nice. Why are we doing this again? Because we have done it. And we lost it somewhere. Ah, we know where it is. We wrote it down with a pen and pencil. Hold on. So we found it. And here it is. Wrote it down in a notebook. Crazy. Let's read it out. Melee animation speed is what we had for strength. Which is, of course, not the best. I don't think. I think what we have now is a little bit better. Efficiency of grab attacks. Let's write it down. Efficiency of grab attacks. That's a bit better. Like, if we compare this game to State of Decay, for example, we would have if the player stealths in, sneaks onto a zombie, and then the zombie has a strength of 5 and the player has a strength of 6, they can grab them from behind and murder them. But if they have a 5, then the zombie obviously is going to prevent that from happening. So yeah, that incites the player to skill up their strength a little bit, so that they can immediately determine if they how many zombies they can sneak attack with a grab move. Something like that. Good. And what is the range, by the way? Now, Dungeons and Dragons is 18 for humanoid, and everything above 18 is then stronger than a regular human. We have 1 to 10 for skills. I think we're also going to have a score in the base attributes as a range. Or we keep it simple, which we like better, and just have 1 to 10. But the open end is, of course, very reasonable base attribute wise, because what if you have a giant robot, for example? It's going to have more than 10. So yeah, Dungeons and Dragons did it right, we think. But let's move on to dexterity now. Movement animation speed. Yeah, that's kind of it. Speed of hand-to-hand combat moves. Because the overall running... No, that can be trained as well. Speed of hand-to-hand combat moves is relatively simple. Is there another dexterity speed of hand-to-hand combat moves? Is there another speed of hand combat moves and parkour? We should do combat moves and parkour. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff that the player wants to skill, because in an Assassin's Creed style parkour movement, if that goes fast, the player is going to have a huge feeling of satisfaction there. And as you notice, this is probably never going to see the surface of light, this game. As it would be a very cool game, but we already have 3 different games. We have Dungeons and Dragons, we have State of Decay, we have Assassin's Creed, and that is, of course, a little bit much to implement all. But yeah, we're gonna try, because this is what we want to play. And if we get these elements in, it's gonna be very cool as well, and it's gonna be completely animation based as well. Good. Now for the fatality. This should be death, right? It should be instant death. Vitality goes down to 0 is death. Something like your body gave up, you're dead. Something like that. Yeah, there is no health left in you. There's no health. Now, if this is a robot, for example, we have to do something else. We have to give it a vitality of 100 or something, and then if it's above don't know, 10 or 20 above the, if it's the last entry. If it's above the number of entries, we're going to use the last entry, and the last entry is going to say there's no health. What are we doing? Left. There's no health left in you. You're dead. That's pretty cool. Speed of melee, this can be speed of hand-to-hand combat. This is... I'm going to say... The extra entries, yes or no? We will see. We will see. Good. First a simple description, right? And then we'll see. Vitality. So what do we have written down? Base stamina. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Determines base stamina. Should we say your base stamina? Determines your base stamina. Imagine this being translated, how awkward this would be. Because there are languages that they don't have a U. They have different kinds of U. And then it sounds awkward every time. It sounds awkward every time because the game is not supposed to be friendly or to be polite to you, or it's supposed to give you the information. And in a different language, you have a different U. Depending on if you want to be formal or informal. And we want to be none of this. We just want to give the information. And this doesn't work in a different language. So if this game ever gets translated, like straight up, like replacing all of this information, and we're going to be so sad. We're going to be so sad. It takes away so much from the immersion. It's unbelievable. Why are you why is the game talking to me like I'm a friend of the game? Or why is the game not talking to me more respectfully? That is the questions that half of the players are going to ask. Either the one or the other. Well, in this case, there's no question. It's simply the information. And that is why you should not translate your video game. It's a piece of art, and if you translate it, is going to lose a lot of that character. Of course, you make it informal, and then you say, it gets a different kind of character. Yeah, but a bad one. One that we don't want. It's a character trait that the game should not have. The formal or the informal one. Of course, we could rectify this on our end and just say determines base stamina. Right? And if the translator is cool, they can do this as well. But what are the chances? So if you translate a game, then only in languages that are far, far away from this common language that we're using currently. And we're going to have it be very different. For example, we're going to press play here. And then it's going to say, you are too weak to get up, you are incapacitated. And then there's going to be a small translation there. Down below in the language of the translation. If it's turned on, we're going to have here in our thing, controls, audio field of view. Going to have a different setting here, options, and then translations on, off. And then we're going to have a second thingy there. Which will need a complete addendum to the dictionary. and a little bit of extra code inside, and we're not going to do this. That is for sure. That is for sure going to be just in one language here for the time being. So much for that. Good. And now determines your base stamina. What else could vitality determine? Something like immunity. Or just base them. This should already be enough for now. If it determines immunity, like poison immunity, we're going to implement it later, but let's not pack it too much here. Incapacitated, character is paralyzed, character ragdolls, character is dead. Copy. Character is unplayable. Good. Martial arts. Vitality. Oh, we should keep going, since this is quite cool. And a little bit of work that needs to be done anyhow. What is the next one? Strength, Dexterity, Vitality. I think Reason might be the next one. Not 100% sure. Let's look it up. Yes. But we can also do this over here. Base attribute box. Reason is just reason. Base attribute box. Imagination is just imagination. Base attribute box awareness is just awareness. Base attribute box charisma is just charisma. Yeah. And then looks as well. Good. The question now is, how does the person even know who's playing the game? I think the first entry. What is this? Because we do want to give a tip there. Maybe we do make an addendum code to the dictionary that can be abused for translation later on. But first things first. And we want to do the addendum to give some extra information. If you have strength 7 or something, then you get a different ability that you didn't have before, like a hurdle run or whatever. No, let's see. Reason is there is no you act on instinct alone. On instinct alone. You have no control over your actions. Character is unplayable again. Character control taken away. Good, but still playable. You can still go into your character sheet. Good, so what does reason do? Actually, and do we not want... Oh yeah, we wanted to say what the heck it is even. Strength. Did we misspell it again? Yes. Strength. Efficiency of grab attacks. Dexterity is dexterity. And vitality. And reason Good. And what does reason do? Let's look it up. We have written it down in a notebook using a pen and pencil and paper. And of course we lost the page. There you go. Raw points per level up. Genius. Oh, that is the skill points. Right? That is something a player can work with. Absolutely, and we have a bookmark. Why are we not using it? Good reason. Skill points every level up. Good. That is something every player of video game understands. Very nice. Good. What about the next one? Whoosh, reason. Imagination. Base focus. Imagination is imagination. Oops, what are we doing? Imagination. Imagination. Good. Imagination. This is focus. Determines your base focus. That is something not everybody understands. But base stamina, base focus, they might understand if they have read the first one before there. Good. What if you don't? This is you need imagination for concentration work, right? No. For crafting work or something. Do we not have another thing? Another detection range is awareness. Raw number of followers is charisma, and it looks as pure cosmetic. So yeah, imagine if this goes if the focus goes out, you cannot do any productive work anymore. Something like that. That includes spellcasting and such. So it is a secondary resource. Like in the Diablo, what the characters have in their blue bottle, like vigor, or what is the other thing? Mana for the spellcast, for the sorcerer, and rage for the barbarian. Spirit for the spiritborn. Was it spirit? What does a druid have? I don't know. But yeah, imagination. Can do only basic action. Right. You need a break, something like that. You need to take a break. Only basic actions are only possible. I don't know. Only basic actions are possible. Character can only walk. Can only walk. I mean running? Can only move. I don't know. I mean, it says there only basic actions are possible. Character. I don't know. We can just repeat ourselves. Character cannot spellcraft, talk, or craft. Spellcraft, talk, or work. Something like this. Spellcraft, talk, or work. Something like that. Talk, negotiate. What is this? Diplomacy, gather information, bluff. Now we're in the Temple of Elemental Evil. All those social skills that are important for dialogues. Dialogue. Good. Can spellcraft, dialogue, or work? And spellcraft is psionics, vampirism. What else do we have? Spellcraft wise. Demonic powers. Prism, demonic powers. Something like this. Psionics, vampirism, demonic powers. The regular spellcrafting we don't have because it's still supposed to be more science fiction than fantasy, even though this is a lot of fantasy here. With the vampires and the demons. Good. General basic actions are possible. Character and spellcraft. Psionics, vampirism, demonic powers. Good. Dialogue or work. Imagination determines your base focus. Concentrating. I don't know. This should be enough focus. Stamina, focus. Those are the two bars that go down organically. Good. Let's move on to awareness. This is, I don't know. And why the heck did we do the imagination there wrong? Twice. Did write it down twice. Imagination. IMG, correct? Yes. Take a break. Only basic actions are possible. Imagination in terms of base focus. Awareness. You need to take a break. Awareness is. If the awareness is 0, we don't ever want this in a video game. Because if you cannot hear, if you cannot see, then the video game is not a video game and not even an audio game. So that's not good. So this should never be... this should never be 0. But we can explain what it does. Awareness. Reaction range. Oops. Your reaction range when you hop into a different character. Which we're not player controlled. Is this controlled? Is this with the double L or not? We think yes. Controlled is an adjective, inhibited or restrained in one's words and actions. What? It's the exact opposite in a video game. Interesting. This should never be 0. Awareness, good. This should never be 0. In a video game, we want to give the player agency and what's a different word for awareness? Agency and vision. No, agency and knowledge of their virtual surroundings. As much as possible. Did we not, again, say the possible stuff before? You take a break on a base area puzzle. As much as possible. As much as possible. We have a repetition here. We don't like this. Awareness, your reaction range but not player controlled. Good. So people are going to ignore awareness. This is a dump stat, which is fine. And there's another dump stat, which is looks. And this is interesting. If you play this game a little while, you'll notice, oh shoot, I made a human character, or made a regular robot, or made a regular little demon, and in the end, there's a good character, but I want a better character, and I want this guy to be in my group. In my survivor group, in my settlers group, and I want this guy to tend to the garden or be on the tower as a lookout and shoot at approaching enemies, or I want this guy to have a different thing to do. And then they realize, oh shoot, I dumped this stat when I built the character. And then next time they're going to be a little bit more mindful. Because your main character should be an immortal guy, like a vampire or a savant, which is the clone immortal, or a cosmic horror, which is of course the alien immortal character. All of these things, and the character creation is a mini game, and you will in the first playthrough maybe not make an immortal character. Maybe we'll make it too difficult. Maybe we need some extra points, like some sort of meta progression there. This is the idea. We have it all figured out, but we have to put it in, so let's not procrastinate any further and continue. In a video game, we want to give the player the knowledge of the surroundings as much as possible. This should never be 0. Good. Awareness, your character awareness. Now, we have looks, and that is the easiest thing, because doesn't do anything. Looks 0 would be you don't look so good. Is self-explanatory. Good. Looks pure cosmetic stat, no gameplay. Oh wait, we haven't done charisma yet. No gameplay. What is a different word for influence? No gameplay. Well, Influence. Synonyms. No gameplay effect. Sway, importance, cloud, juice, credit, impact. No impact on gameplay. No impact on gameplay whatsoever. Let's not make it too long. Pure cosmetic stat, no impact on gameplay. Good, and then we need charisma. Charisma is charisma 0. Charisma 0. Your soul has been taken and it shows. And it shows. Your followers ignore you. Something like that. They don't leave right away. That would be rough, huh? Because this is probably a temporary condition. Good. Oops. Player cannot give orders to followers anymore. Reasonable. And that's what, your spool, your soul. And that's a great gameplay mechanic as well. Imagine this stealth action game, and you have a guy with you, also stealthing, and you sneak around with your crew, one person or many, and then you try to approach an opponent position, and then some trap sets off a magical something. Like a demonic rune gets triggered, or a glyph is set off, and then temporarily you just get your charisma reduced to 0, and then you guys are gonna ignore the order. They need to sneak, and then one of them just goes home. The smarter one, somebody with high reason, is gonna stay and sneak. But somebody with a low reason is just gonna turn around and leave, or somebody might open fire, which would be a disaster probably. If you wanna, you give up the adventure of stealth. That's always a disaster. Anyways, charisma. Pure cosmetics. I don't know. No. Charisma is determines the number of followers you can have. Good. Have in your group. That's too much. You can have. Right. Beautiful. Let's see how it looks here in game. Can we also maximize on press the gameplay button? Maximize immediately. Maximize on play. Where is it? Game. Play focus. Play maximize. Let's see. Good. We're building our character. We're male. We're female. We're human. We are synthetic. We have a regular figure. Thick. Athletic. This is. We're not supposed to be able to click this, by the way. That is something we could code next. But we're not in the coding yet, are we? Also, how long are we streaming? Because I think we might already give it up for today. Let's check it out. Why does it not say here? Oh, there's a session 114. All right. Good. You're too weak to get up. You're incapacitated. I think we can. Oh, we haven't actually put in the thing. All right. So what we could do is we can copy Let's select any entry here, copy component, and we can paste it everywhere. How do we do this? Here. Paste component. Yeah, that's how you do it. Good. Paste component. Paste component. And then we can paste component. Look if it's 0 and if it's not 0. We're going to try and code in that you're going to look for the second entry. I mean, this is very quickly now. Don't look at the description. Not found on Charisma. Must be a spelling error. Probably have a CHR, not a CH. We have a CHS. Good, so much for that. Now, you have to somehow find out what is the... Let's look in the character, right? In the character sheet, player input. Is it here? Create character. Number of player characters, new character idea, add new character. PCs, add new character, character. Good, character was created. Good, character was created. Do we have is this a non-monoscript, the character? It is. We have ID, we have current skills, we have base skills. We have temporary skills, we have skill bonuses, we have skill melee. What else could we put in there? We can have a different array. It's going to be a byte. How big is a byte? New byte 99. Could I have a new byte? Array. I wonder if we can have a two-dimensional byte array. I wonder if this is possible. Just asking here for a friend. Let's see. Is gonna be base attributes. And this is going to be a two-dimensional array. And it's going to be a new one. And we're going to have... how many? 7, obviously. No, 8, obviously. It's going to be alright. And the 99. Good. I just want to see if this works like that or not. No, it does not. Invalid rank specify. Rank specify in 15. Good, let's look it up. How it works. Two-dimensional byte array C#. That can't be too hard. Isn't it unlike allocating first message? Just get a array, no point is possible to try this. Byte? New byte? No chunks? Huh? Still wrong? What's the first you can allocate? Can use a 2D array in order to allocate 2 dimensions at the same time. Just be aware that the performances are not equivalent. Right, we're going to do the 2D array instead. I mean, that's what we wanted, actually. Base attribute. This is what we wanted, I think. Let's see if it works. I think the other was for lists or something. Good base attributes. That should be easy peasy. And the default, when you make a new character, is going to get put in here now. New character. Also, where is the character? Where is it? There's a new character, but the create character is not returning it, which is of course bad. Also, we give it an ID. Yes, a string ID is good. String ID is good. And we should return the character. Public character. Create character. Who calls this? Load save file if none is found, or no active character in it. Create character. Good. This is for loading and saving. Create character. So we should give it a new character. List of player characters. New list of characters. This is interesting. So we could just add this to the list, right? Are we not doing this? Public list character? No, we're not even doing this. So just add in the character then. PCs. Oh, there it is. Character 0 was created. Number of PCs count. Number of PCs, we're not using this, are we? We are using this. This is interesting. PCs count. Debug log character. PC ID was created. But where is it? It is in. PC 0 ID. PC add. There it is. PC add character. So it is getting added. We don't actually need to do this. This is so fast. How come we are so good at this? Long seconds. This is alright. So, if for some reason the game doesn't have access to a clock, it will not work. But any system should have a system clock. If it doesn't, the game doesn't work. It should have a fallback, honestly. To make this playable even after the apocalypse on a computer without a clock. Is this too much? I don't think it is. Anyways. This solution causes an error. Engine but causes a rendering error randomly. So sad. Copy long sentence a time. The system will give converted to hexadecimal. Good. Daytime. Should have a fallback if date time is not accessible. Let's be reasonable here. Good. But for now we're just gonna leave it be. We just wanna have a result. New character ID is a character plus all characters in the game converted plus number of all characters in game. That's an extra security to not have the same ID, which is very smart. Character PC was created. Good. We're alright here. So now we need to put in the base stats of the character. It's a brand new character, and we're always going to start the character out as a human. So we're going to give them the human numbers here. Strength, dexterity, vitality, reason, imagination, awareness, charisma, and looks. 2, 5, 10, 5. A random number of imagination. There's already a difference, right? But what is the imagination good for? You need to take a break. Only basic actions are possible. Oh yeah. Maybe we should give it the other mother. But we can't because we cannot access because we don't know what it is. Alright. Let's have a sip of liquid before we fall off our chair. Don't need this debug information here. Where's the UI control? No, it's drop down probably. It's play and it's select any entry, isn't it? Debug entry transform name. Regular character sheet entries look for the label. Right. No, they don't. Character sheet entries. Top down skill selected items information. Regular character sheet entries. Look for sheet. Character sheet entries. Sheet entries. Look up by name. So simple. So simple. Good. Debug log and transform name. This is good. But entry name. We should give a number. Show. Infotext regular size delta. Look up entry. And then we should give it a mother. Right? Where's the display? Sure, help infotext get regular increase infotext, info lookup entry. Look it up, there it is. Infotext, look it up. Huh? Oh, there it is. Look it up. Words. Description find string key and keywords. Describe the levels learned if applicable and grade out further levels. Account for skills, race, class, base attributes, close differences. Words consider description all for key, and then there's a 0 here. And this 0 should be the level. If words contains key. This is a dictionary, right? Yeah. Good, return description. Good, we looked at this, that's good. But we did get distracted. What we should do is work on... Oh, we debug log... we debug log it still. Don't we? Good. Imagination. Oh, this is quite mean. We could give it 0, or we could give it 1. Like 1 could be you're barely unconscious. Since imagination is a random, text, we can already give it the 1. Nah. Nah. The 1 is this. Imagination, you need to take a bit on a basic of the imagination determines your base focus. Nah, 1 is fine. Is it? I don't think it is. Amatus. Hi, have you heard the news about Flores? We have a very strong earthquake in the whole island. Many buildings, houses broke. What about our house, Amatus? What about our house? This is crazy information, Amatus. Give us the real information. What happened? Is our house okay or not? Let's look it up. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Now this is not coding here. This is just basic news. 7.7. Oh dear. 38 dead. It hits the coast, but which coast? BBC. I do not agree. Where is it? It is in Flores indeed. And it's more middle-ish. We are here on the... Ooh, we did get shaken a little bit. We did get shaken a little bit here. Let's see if we can get the precise location. Precise earthquake, since we don't get any information out of Amatus. Precise earthquake location. Flores, Indonesia. I don't know, Jude. I can't contact family. There is no internet, no electricity. What else is new? Episode descriptions of the W. Reject. Wow, this house is gone. Do we know these guys? Amatus, do you know these guys? People rushed out into the street. They look familiar. Oh, I think we know these people. I'm somewhere else right now. Good for you. This does not look good. Wait, departure. This is Bajava or where the Komodo dragons are. This is Bajava or Komodo here. Can we give... this is not precise at all. Maybe on the map? Oh, this is not too bad, actually. This has nothing to do with us. Yeah, it could have knocked out the electricity, but... we're over here and the earthquake's over there. Good. And there it is even more precise. La Bombaggio, Mamere, there is Aimere here somewhere. We got shaken, but we're fine. Some houses in Aimere broke too, yep. We're fine. Our house is stone. And there should be a little bit of steel, actually, but not sure how we build it. Anyways, back to a code. We meant to code in the basic stats, and that's not a big deal. We go into the God object script. Character, new character. New character ID is character is new character is created. A new character, we're gonna add the character in. And 0 was created. New character. We still have this a variable here, so we're gonna work with it. To the complete in-game character list. In-game character list. Alright. Character ID. Default stats are are from human. Yes. Default sets are from human. So we're gonna go character. New car, new car, new car, new character. Dot. I'm not sure if we can just put it in, but we should be able to just put it in, right? This all works already. No, we haven't done this. But we might be able to do it. So base attributes. Base attributes 0. Wait. This is an entry. This is a byte entry. This is 2 byte entries. Why is this 99? This should be... Yeah, the second byte, and this is the range, isn't it? Base attributes. I think it's not enough what we're doing here. Nah, it is enough. It is enough. Why does it have so many numbers? This should not be two-dimensional. We're stupid. We're just stupid, are we? But maybe we need this actually. Could be the current and could be the max. Why not? Current and max. 8, 8. Oh, this is 9. Good. Current and max. I don't know if this makes sense, because we can just save all the modifiers that are modifying it. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Gonna add a modifier, and that modifier is gonna modify it. Still, the character sheet needs to know about it. Character sheet needs to know about it. It's gonna be the current and the max. But if we save it, it's gonna cause troubles, isn't it? Well, if we load it, we're just going to ignore the current. And we put it in. Current and max, and that could be anything actually. Current and max or mod. Yeah, this can be anything. We can use this, and that is the important thing. But it doesn't need to be 99, it can be 8. Good. So base attribute 00 is going to be a byte number, which is not as big as an integer number. I'm just going to save some space here so that the saving of character is fast, because it needs to go to a server if we want to do multiplayer, and that's the reason we're using bytes in those many variables, thinking of the future, but I actually have no idea what kind of impact this is going to have. Good. Base attributes are 00. Not 00. Base attributes 00 are for a human, just... Wait a minute, this is a two-dimensional array. This is just one number now. So if we give it a strength of 2, where does it entry in? 0, so we have 8 different, this should be... This actually should be, since it's 2 dimensions, just 2 entries there. 1 and 2, or 0 and 1. I don't know. New character base attributes. This equals 2. F. I don't know. This doesn't matter. Good. And the other number we're going to ignore. Is this working? We say no, we made a mistake because we don't know how to use two-dimensional arrays. Wrong number of indices. Expected 2. Yeah, so it still wants this old style of writing there. 0, 0 equals 2. Let's see. That works. So we do know that, which is fine. So we could in strength now look this number up in theory. In the guard object script, this is the list of characters. We create a character as a new character, and we make the new character the current character. How do we do this? Public. We give it a character, I think. Copy, public. Character. Current character. Current equals current character. That's fine. You gotta add the new character, and we're gonna make the current character equal the new character. Obviously. So we have them in there. Could just look for the 0, but we're not currently. ID was created, 0 was created, why? Where is the count here? This counts the number of characters. In the PCs is completely empty here. So that is 0, we're gonna add it in. That is 0. Good. I think this might work. Let's find out. Good. Current character is skipped by serialization. Oh dear. Missing the serializable attribute. Wonder if this does anything. Serializable attribute. We say it probably doesn't do anything. Let's see. No, serial is not valid. It's only valid on class struct enum delegate declarations. See? But we want it to be publicly accessible. So that's why it's going to throw this error all the time now. Just No big deal. Skip by serialization, yeah, so? Serialization rules analyzer. Skip serialization is okay. Let's do that. Skip serialization is okay. Rules analyzer reference. Serialization is ignoring variable string serialization depending on value. How are you doing serialization? I didn't show anything for doing anything in particular. Nobody answers. Preventing something from being serialized. Hide an editor. Is it that easy? Boop. No. Hide an editor could not be found. We're not using the editor. Using system Unity Engine editor. Is this how it goes? Replace font tool, Unity Engine, Unity Editor. No, it's Unity Editor actually. Oh, we were so close, huh? Good. Now you can find it. Nope. Still can't find it. We're trying to work with Unity here, man. But Unity doesn't want to work with us. That's fine. Good, so what were we doing? We're doing the strength, and we want to look for the strength now. The character is in, so if we select any entry, and it's a base attribute, if it has many, no, if it needs a number, right? Usually look it up by name. We look it up by name. And we need to give it a number. I think we need to give this another boolean. We need to give it another flag. Public bool drop-down item is a drop-down item, or public bool has levels. Public bool levels. And then we have to look up the levels somehow. Which is no big deal. We have the name and we look it up in the character sheet. Good, so if it's a drop down, it might still also have levels. Wait. Surely not. Surely that's too much. Entry transform name is the entry, and if we have levels, we're gonna get the levels. If levels, where's the God object script? Can we find it? Gods. If levels gods, current character, and then we're gonna look for strength is 1, that is the problem. Can we put it in the dictionary? I don't think we can, but we know the child. Which is fine. Is it? Want to find out this number. Base attributes. How do we know it's base attributes? Base attributes. Oh, we're just gonna click it, aren't we? Just going to click it. We're going to give it a... Yeah. Let's make it really easy. Levels is going to be an int. And base attribute. We only have base attributes. Base attribute and skills for now. Base attribute, skill, and then a level. Level. Is it a level or is it a value? Yeah, let's give it at level. Base attribute, skill, level, base attribute. This could be also an int. So which one is it? Zero, one, blah, blah, blah. Skill as well. But which one is it? That's the problem. If we default this to 0, we can work with this. We can give it a 1, 2, 3, and then we can deduct it in the code. Because this is arrays after all, and it starts with a 0. That is definitely an idea. So, if base attribute is above 0, God's current character base attributes, and then we give it the base attribute, and this is the current, right? If we go to base attribute, get God's base attribute. There we grab it. If base attribute above 0, this is the number we're looking for. Entry transform name, and then we're gonna look it up. Entry. Look it up. String words. All info key, and this is not in yet. String words, look it up words. Oh man, that's not good. Return the description. Look it up, string words, that's fine. But we're also going to give you an integer. Entry. How deep is the entry? Entry depth. Entry depth. And that does not need to be defined. But if it is, it's gonna be good, right? And then we're going to look it up here. And then the description should be fine. Select any entry, look it up, entry. And entry depths. Where do we give the variable? String entry. Int entry depth. It's fine to have it the same name here, I'm sure. And then the entry depths equals. So since we're looking this up, it wasn't needed to default this entry depth 0. Entry depths equal to the base attribute, and the entry there. This is how deep we are. The exact number of the strength there in that case. So what did we miss? Let's find out. Dum dum dum. Don't tell me we didn't miss anything. You're too weak to get up. You're incapacitated. Why? Oh, because we haven't defined it. That's fair. That is fair. We go to strength, and we are the base attribute 1. And there we have to go. And the level. That's interesting. Looking up the level. We don't have to look up the level. Wait, how do we know? Oh, we know what to look up by telling it what you are. Strength here. This is not the best. This is going to be very confusing. But we have to do it because of the save load thing. Question is, where do we make it clear what we're doing? Let's get rid of the levels because we're not using it. So attribute, skill, level. Good. And base attribute. Integer category reserve, base attribute sir. Base attribute -1, of course. Let's see if we can look up the strength. Wait, do we have it? I think we did have it here. Base attribute 0 equal to, yeah, there we have it. Good. So we did put the strength on 2. So it shouldn't think the strength is 0. Still thinks the strength is 0. Where is the mistake? So what are we looking up? Select any entry. And have if base attribute above 0. Base attribute is above 0. Here, is it? Base attribute is above 0. Alright. And you're not a drop down. You're not a drop down. Button type is characteristic. Not that it matters. If base attribute is above 0, entry depth. I think we haven't put it in the thing yet. If text component, if text. Look it up. Yes, we haven't put it in here yet. Good, let's put it in. And then it shouldn't think that was 0. The entry and the entry depth. Very clear. Very readable. Good. And it breaks out of range. Index is out of range of the array. Entry depths. Did we hover over the wrong thing there? No. Wait a minute. All info description. Do we need a comma again? No, no, no. This is a dictionary. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. It's a dictionary. Maybe it needs this. Because it's not really that very much dimensional. What the heck now? No overload takes 2 arguments. 7919. No overload takes 2 arguments. All infos key entry does. Huh? Anti-def is 0. If anti-def is 1, it's not gonna work. Like it is now. Should it be? Yes. Good. It is 2. That's right. That is right. We are 2. So if we're above the length of the entry, where do we check this? Entry defs. Good. If entry defs, oops, is bigger than oof. How do we count this now? Dictionary entries. We don't know how to use a dictionary proper. Dictionary all infos. This is multidimensional, isn't it? Or is a dictionary always like that? String, string? Yeah, I think it's always like that. Nah, the array of the entry array. Count the entry array somehow. And why did we write it like here, like so? Doesn't matter. If entry defs equal to is bigger than counting the all infos key. All infos count. I don't know how this works. All infos count, that should count this. First one. The second one? Key and value. Oh man, we don't know how to use this. Let's find out. Unity count access entry. I have no idea. Unity find entry. Unity dictionary. Find entry by key. Oh dear. Item dictionary collection. Tags first of all, TQT tag. If it's a bit strange, if tags tag string. This is not satisfactory. Find, this is not good. Key through value. So we do want the value, right, of a certain key. If entry defs bigger than all infos and then we give it the key and then we count that. It's bigger than the count. And we did, this is so complicated now. If entry bigger than count, but this is what we want, then entry defs equals to the all infos key count. That is what we want, but we don't know if the count is not bigger than the bounds, out of bounds error there. This big only for key count. Good. Where are you getting this key for? For each thing in key. Oh, what are you doing? If words contain key. Yep. We put this in here. If the words contain the key, then you look how deep is your love. Da-dum, da-dum. On infos key count, and if the entry defs is bigger than the count, then the entry defs is just the count. Good. Now we want to know if this actually works. All infos key count. Debug.log. This is for the strength. Copy, and we want to know how it works because it's count. We don't know if this actually works. We want to know what he counts for strength. It should count 2, actually. It should count 2 entries, the 0 and the 1. And the entry depth is 2, so that should work. So the count should be -1. Bigger or equal. But we have a -1 already, don't we? Base attribute -1. Entry depths. This looks for, wait, what? Base attributes. Yeah, this is for something else. Good. And the count, if entry defs should be -1. Bigger or equal description entry defs should be -1. Maybe that's already what is needed. But still, if it is bigger or equal to the count, then it is the count -1. So that's what we want. But we also want to know if the count is counting correctly or not. And it isn't. Right, what? String doesn't contain a definition for count. String array does not contain a definition for count. Of course not. Because we don't know how to count a string array. It's going to be length. This is different every time. Unity length of array. Array length. Print array count. Array list uses count instead of length. Huh? What? That's the set number of array length to get a set of, for example, uses array pub. array list users count. Use string array approach string names. Good, we have a string of names. And then names dot length. This could be good enough. But we don't know. We'll see. No string. Oh wait, is it doing something? Hold on. Let it work. Reloading domain. Oh man, how do we need to reload the domain all the time? I think there was also a trick. Unity skip reload domain. Oh, wrong. Wrong spelling. Since the script is but for principle the complete free script stage resets all settings into preview. Into play mode in Unity, your project begins playing. Into play mode with domain reload disabled. So why does it look for it in the compile? Also, what the heck is this? Skip by blah blah blah. This is a lot of stuff. Oh, we had it during play, maybe. Description not found because we have, but we want not maximize because we want to read this now. 2. We read it here. It's fine. So it returns the length. The length is 2. So if it's bigger or equal to the length, the depth is bigger or equal to the length. Then we're just going to use the last entry. If entry depth -1 is bigger than the length -1. So dumb. I think we don't need this. We think we just need the bigger. If it's bigger, then the entry depth is just the length. And then we -1, and then we get our info. Good. That should be it. Because the length is always going to be... Whoops. Whoops. The length is always going to be the array position -1, +1. So we have to do -1. Yep, that's exactly how confusing this is. But anyways, description not found. Do we still have it commented out? Out of fear. Fear of our own code functionality. Oh wait, it doesn't have a 2. It doesn't have a 2, so it should break again. No. Looks for 1 now. Oh no, it's fine, because it looks for 2, but it's bigger, so it looks for 1. Let's test this theory by just putting something else in there. In the info text. Something on the 2. Like, for example, give it a comma as well. Like, for example, you have a strength of 2. Good. 0, 1, 2. I'm not sure this works. No, it does not. Weird. 0, 1, 2. Select any entry. Base attribute -1. Good, that's fine, that is a strength. Finding the strength, but where is the depth? Info text, look it up. Entry depths. If base attribute is bigger than 1, we're looking for base attributes. Bigger than 0. Good. And we're looking the base attribute up. And that should be 2. This returns 2 for sure. Zero, 1, 2. Maybe you should debug log this. Because we want to see if this is actually 2 or not. Let's not start this up maximized. Yeah, it returns 2. Good. So we will find the strength of the character. And then we're going to run the info text. Look it up. We're looking up the entry and the entry depth 2. So let's see. Info text. Look it up. We're looking the entry depths equals 0 here, but it is overridden by the 2. And if the entry depth is above the length, so this will not execute. And then it shows up the 1, which it should not. Good. But if it is above the whole length of the thing, there must be a -1 in here somehow. So it is not currently the whole length, so it's going to show up the 2 easily. There we go, you have a strength of 2. But if we have a strength of 3, it should break. Or if there is not a 2 here, this should break now. Let's break it for a brief moment. Because it's trying to look up the 2 and it cannot find it. Yes, there it broke. It's trying to look up the 2 and it cannot find it. So, if the entry depth is bigger or equal to the whole length of the thing, then the entry depth is the length of the thing -1. And that should again work. And it should give us the information for strength 1 instead now, which is the general information for strength. Strength, efficiency of grab attacks. This compares to opponent's strength for final outcome. Beautiful. And that is how you code a video game. Thank you for watching. Thanks for chiming in to the Fantastic Amateurs. And I'm going to see you guys next time. Until then, have a good day and a good night.